the profit margins are significantly profitable. Just searching the hashtag press on nails on Instagram, 4 million plus posts. That's crazy. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking another one of my videos. And I really mean that, guys. Even though like I'm not so active on this channel, I still see that my channel is active. Like, you guys still watch my videos and I get so surprised. Thank you so much for all of you who still watch my videos, who still send me messages. Like, I get messages on different platforms and I try my best to reply to them. So even though I'm not always active on this channel, I do see you guys who watch my videos, who send me messages, and basically who support me in the background of everything. So I really appreciate you guys. But yes, today I am back with a new also, so if you noticed, I have a new little mic and I am absolutely obsessed because I feel like I always shout in my videos, whereas now I can be more calm and more myself. I'm quite, okay, depending on who I'm with, I'm quite a quiet person, but like at least now I can feel more myself and I can talk calmly and not shout so that my voice can be picked up by the mic on my phone. But yes, I'm just so happy I have a mic so I don't have to shout anymore. Let me not ramble, guys. Today I want to talk about, is it worth starting a press-on nail business in 2023? Obviously, depending on the year, answers may change. Maybe my answers to this video 2 or 3 years ago might have been different to now, but it's something I do think about, and I have gotten a few questions sometimes, like, is it profitable to start a press-on nail business? Like, how did you find your press-on nail business? So today I want to answer the question, is it worth starting a press-on nail business in 2023 and maybe in the future years? So I think I'm going to split this video into 6 parts, and excuse me if I keep looking over here, it's because I have my notes. So that's going to be time, competition, profit, cost, skills, and my personal opinion if you want that. So yes, let's analyze all these topics so we can reach a conclusion. So starting off with time, I would say with a press-on nail business, time is a factor that goes into everything. You need the time to be attentive to your business. You need the time to start the business. And I guess that basically goes for every business. But I think because the press-on nails is a kind of hands-on business, it takes more of your time than, let's say, a business where you just have stock and you're just sending out parcels and packages without actually sitting down to make the product itself. So press-on nail business is very time consuming. You have to take that into consideration before you start. It can take a long time to sit and make the nails, and depending on the designs you choose to do, it can take a lot of time. Like, I remember spending maybe even up to 1 hour on some designs just making a set of 10 press-on nails. And if you haven't watched my previous video as to why I stopped my press-on nail business, time was a huge factor. Like, it was getting so boring and tiring to have to sit down and make so many press-on nails at one time. I mean, I used to entertain myself by listening to podcasts or listening to music, but doing that day in, day out, especially when you have a lot of orders to fulfill, it can be a lot on your time. And if you're also working a full-time job, then you would really have to be good on your time management in order to run the press-on nail business. But with that being said, it's only later I realized I really didn't have to put myself through all of that. I could have just had a limit on how many orders I accepted in a week or in a month, because I just stressed myself out for no reason. But like, obviously when you have a brand new business and you're getting orders, you want to fulfill all of those orders. So any order that comes in, you will take, because honestly, you don't know when the next order will come through. Yeah, think about the time when deciding if you want to start a press-on nail business, because it can be very time consuming, and running the business itself, like social media is something else. It's like another full-time job. Being active on Instagram, promoting your business, maintaining your website, like, it's a lot of time that goes into it, let alone sitting down and making the nails themselves. And even though it might seem like a full-time job, I do think a press-on nail business is a great side hustle, or even something, if you can fit it in doing it on the weekends or when you have a little bit of extra time, then even that is okay. Because if you don't have the time to always be online promoting your business, just word of mouth can grow your business. I remember going to the post office and wearing some of my nails and like posting the packages, And it's always the same lady who took my packages. And one day she just asked me, like, what business do you do? Because you're always coming here with these packages and, like, your nails look cute. And I told her I have a press-on nail business. And that's how she took my details and started following me. And she actually made an order. Imagine if you had little instances like that where word of mouth or just telling people about your business or just showing people in person your nails and promoting yourself in person around the people around you, your business could slowly grow, and that could be a little bit of side income. Okay, moving on to competition. Competition is high, especially now in 2023. Probably going into 2024, it's going to get even higher. Just searching the hashtag press on nails on Instagram, it brought up like 4 million plus posts. That's crazy. I didn't think the press on nail business community was that huge, but like Instagram and press on nails, they're like this. Instagram and press on nails is crazy. Just search the hashtag and you'll see what I mean. There is so much competition, and it can be a lot. Like, it can be very daunting to especially see already established press on nail businesses that are doing well. It can be hard to get started and to get noticed and to find followers, find customers. Think about the competition, but don't let that put you off, because the fact that there's so much competition means that press on nails are in demand. There's always going to be some customers out there for you. You just have to work a little bit harder than, say, maybe you would 2 or 3 years ago to find your customers in 2023, 2024, and so on. But they're out there. You just have to find them. Like, I don't think hashtags is enough anymore. You have to be making reels, TikToks, maybe even sponsored Instagram posts to just get your brand out there and to get noticed, which might increase your costs. It might increase your time spent on your business. It might be a little bit more work, but I do believe if you can keep pushing and if you can make it even to, like, I don't know, honestly, even an audience of like 150 to 200 can be enough to get your business off the ground. Because let's say of those 200 followers that you find, if even 1 or 2 people buy from your brand new press on nail business, then them spreading the word or them sharing their nails, and if they really love them, it's going to slowly grow your business. So I would say don't worry about competition, but just know there is a lot of competition. Like, you have to be on everything. It's hard. Just be prepared for it to be hard, but don't get discouraged. Keep pushing. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I have filmed some videos on how to get customers and how to grow your press on nail business on Instagram, so please do check out those. I'll try and check and link them below if I can, but otherwise don't worry about the competition, but just be aware, like, going into this, that there is a lot of competition. And I think as you set up your accounts and as you start your business, you will just see how many press on nail businesses exist. There are constantly brand new press on nail businesses popping up every now and then. So yes, that's another point. Okay, moving on to profits. This is probably the question I get asked the most. Is it profitable to run a press on nail business or to start a press on nail business? I'm going to answer this from my experience because I can't really speak on other press on nail businesses. I have seen a lot of super successful press on nail businesses on Instagram. Like, if you just search press on nail business and try and look at the top posts or the top accounts, you will see how successful a press on nail business can get. At what cost does it take to be successful is another topic, but yes, a press on nail business can be very successful. I feel like I just experienced a small speck of how profitable a press on nail business can be. If I continued, who knows where I could have been now. I mean, I wouldn't have been happy. But like, I know if I continued my press on nail business, it would have been really successful. So after doing a little calculations for my press on nail business numbers, I actually kept 58% of all my profits. That's very high for a business. I'm pretty sure a profit margin of around 20% for any business is really good. So the fact that I kept 58% of all my profits, that is amazing. And I think that does show how profitable it can be. And this was like overall the whole 1.5 years that I had my business running. I had a profit margin of 58%, meaning only 42% of all my income went to cover my cost of running the business. So I used to do my financial statements for my business every 6 months. So my profit margins for every 6 months, so 6 months, 38%, then 51%, then 78%, meaning the highest, the last 6 months of my business, I kept 78% of my profits. Meaning, as my business was going on, I was keeping more and more of the money I was making. I think that goes to show that even though in the beginning, I'm jumping ahead here, but like in the beginning, costs may be a bit high, but as you go on, the profit margins are significantly profitable. I don't know if that even makes sense, but they're significantly profitable. So yes, a press on nail business can be very profitable if you stick at it, if you're disciplined, if you're determined, and if you're I don't know, if you're strong enough to ride out all the bad sides. Now, of course, all of that wouldn't be possible if you're not making sales, and that is the hardest part, is getting the sales. But once you start getting the sales, it can be very, very profitable. I think I've mentioned it a few times in my previous videos, but for me, the main thing wasn't even about profitability. The main thing for me was just breaking even. I did not want to make a loss. When I started, my mindset was, okay, as long as I can get back everything that I've put into this business, I'm completely good. Like, I just want to get back all the money that I spent on this business. Yes, don't focus too much on the profitability. Just focus on making sales, focus on getting back what you've invested on the business, and I'm pretty sure the rest will take care of itself. Now let's talk about the costs of running a press-on nail business, even though I slightly touched on it when I was talking about the profits. Costs can be high depending on how much you invest initially. Personally, as you guys know, I had a startup capital of just £150, and that was enough at the time to get me started and get me all the basic things I needed. And when I say basic, guys, I started with the most basic things ever. I know some of you guys who have sent me messages that some people do start off with a lot of high cost because you are spending a lot on, let's say, the different nail tips, different nail shapes, different nail lengths. And of course, if you can afford to start that high, that's fair enough. That's actually, you know, good because you're offering customers a wide variety of nails. But if you really can't, I would say don't force it. I literally started off with one nail shape and length, which was ballerina. Because I was so new to press-on nails, I didn't even know that other nail shapes and lengths existed for press-on nails. So yeah, I basically started off with one, and that was more than enough to get me going. Eventually, as my business went on, that's only when I started to reinvest and buy more nail shapes, more nail lengths, and yeah, build up from there. And like I mentioned previously when I was talking about the profits, the cost of a press-on nail business, as you keep going, gradually reduce and you gain more and more profits. So meaning you spend less and less on your costs. If you keep pushing and your business keeps growing, you will notice that your business gets cheaper and cheaper to run as you keep growing and as you keep reinvesting. It sounds like it's not supposed to make sense, but yeah, the more you reinvest in your business, the cheaper it is to run. And I want to take a moment to quickly differentiate between cost of goods sold, so that's the cost of your product that you're giving to your customer, and the expenses, like your general expenses of running your press-on nail business. Your costs of goods sold will gradually reduce, but your expenses might just stay the same, and those will just carry on through the rest of your business. So for example, your costs of goods are literally the costs that go into creating a whole package that you're going to give to your customer. So that's your packaging, your nail tips, nail polish, glue, everything that's going into giving the final product to your customer is your cost of goods sold. And then your general expenses might be, let's say, your website or your advertising. You might set a certain budget to spend on advertising every month. Those will generally be the same and they'll be reoccurring every single month. Whereas your cost of goods sold, so let's say, I don't know, stickers that you put on your packages, those will vary. They will gradually get lower. So let's say you bulk order some stickers, those could last you even like 3 months. So within those 3 months, you won't spend as much every single month on stickers. And that goes for everything else. Nail polish, you might buy a bunch of nail polishes and those will last you a long time. And maybe you'll just restock on 1 or 2 nail polishes to replace the ones that you consistently use in the bundle. I hope that kind of explains how your costs will gradually go down as you keep running the business, because you're buying a bunch of equipment and supplies, but it doesn't mean you're always going to keep buying those. And especially with a lot of your equipment, so let's say the nail drill or your nail lamps, those are like one-time purchases. Unless they suddenly break or something, they will always be in your business. So the one time you buy them, that is it, that is the cost done. So as you're making sales, those costs will be covered and you won't really have to spend again on those. You'll just keep making more and more profits, and that's how your costs gradually go down. And that's why, as I mentioned before, you will see a constant increase in your profit margins. And don't forget to always have some sort of recording system for all your profits and costs. I just want to show you this sheet in particular because I made a section specifically for the category of costs, so that when you're doing your statements or you're trying to categorize between a general expense and your cost of goods sold, you will be able to note down the type of cost that you're dealing with. So for example, your website cost is not the same as, let's say, the cost of your nail glue, because you're giving away the nail glue to the customer to use with their press-on nails, whereas the website is kind of your business cost, like you're having that every single month. Overall, in regards to cost, I do believe a press-on nail business is worth it. I know some other businesses might require substantially higher startup costs. I mean in the thousands just to start a business, whereas the press-on nail business can almost be as little or as much as you want it to cost in the beginning. Okay, moving on to skill. Whether you like it or not, there is a level of skill that is required to running a press-on nail business, mainly in regards to actually designing the nails. I don't know about you, but nail designs isn't something that came naturally to me. Up until around 4 weeks before my business actually launched is when I actually started learning how to design nails. YouTube was my teacher, YouTube was my university, YouTube was my professor, YouTube was everything. Everything I learned about running a press-on nail business was from YouTube and of course experience. But yes, I had to learn. It wasn't something that just came easily to me. I wasn't experienced in doing nails or anything, so I think that does go to show that you can learn this. Up until this day, I'm still learning, and it's been what, a few years since I started doing nails. Yeah, you can never really stop learning, so be prepared to constantly learn. In regards to the competition though, guys, there are insane nail artists out there, and I think this is where the competition gets scary. For me personally, I got scared sometimes when I saw that like people had amazing designs, and then when I compared my nails to other people's nails, I'm like, we are not on the same level. There are some insane designs out there. Don't focus too much on that. I know that's a bit hard to say, but like, focus on improving your own craft. Focus on improving your own style. Try not to copy, but definitely learn from others, and don't be intimidated. And those times where I see other people's nail designs and I would get so down on myself. Personally, I was realistic about my skill set. I know I wasn't up here, but I also know I wasn't down here. I was kind of in the middle. So I did start out with very basic designs, and my designs only kind of got better as I kept practicing and kept learning. Those times where I would design nails and I would never even post or publish them or put them on my website because I just thought it was so bad. And they were so bad, but like, I didn't give up in trying. It's a case of hit or miss, and I knew that if I was to post or publish my bad designs, that would probably do more harm than good for my business. Competition is already high, and then if I'm posting bad nails, like, who's going to be attracted to my business? I'm just the messenger here, but like, if you have bad designs, who is going to be attracted to your business? Of course, maybe like your mom or your sister might support your business out of love, but like, guys, try and improve your skill set. There's no time to waste. It's 2023. You need relatively good quality nails. Even if they're basic, you need relatively good quality nails to attract customers and to get people to actually buy your nails. Okay, so all my mini topics are done. My opinion in conclusion, is it worth starting a press-on nail business in 2023? Yes, but only as a side hustle. Like, let me explain. Really and truly, unless you have a strong passion for nails and a strong passion for this business in particular, it can be a lot to deal with a press-on nail business. My biggest concern, and something I keep seeing, is people starting press-on nail businesses but then not seeing it through to the end. Obviously, for whatever reason, you might start and you might stop. Maybe it's hard, maybe you have other things going on in life. I mean, personally, I quit my press-on nail business, so that speaks for itself, but it is something I keep seeing over and over. So unless you have a huge passion and you're determined, committed, and you're aware of all of these good and bad things, then yes, it is worth you starting a business, because once you reach the other side, it can be amazing. For my 1.5 years of experience of running the business, overall, I can't say it was bad. There were bad things about the business, but not enough to try and discourage anyone from starting, because it has literally taught me so much. Sounds so dramatic, but like, I promise you, I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for my press-on nail business. It has taught me so many different things and so many different skills. I mean, I became a photographer, I was a nail designer, I'm a video editor. Like, even just doing this YouTube thing, even though it's not the press on nail business, but like, it's taught me so much. Running the business, handling my costs, being responsible for answering to customers, taught me accountability and responsibility, and having to constantly learn and constantly step up to be committed. It taught me commitment. I think that goes with any business, whether press on nail business or not. You will learn a lot just from the experience itself. So from that angle, it is 100% worth it. At least try. If you're thinking of starting a press on nail business, do it. And especially to those big press on nail businesses that I see on Instagram, honestly, all respect to those girls, those guys who are running those nail businesses, because I only just touched the iceberg of running a press on nail business. So for them to have reached those levels, I can only imagine from the little I experienced what it took to get there. So all respect to anybody who has a press on nail business or any small business in general, but like, obviously I relate to having a press on nail business. So anyone who is running a press on nail business, if you're starting, all respect to you, because it is not easy, but it is worth starting a press on nail business. Just be super aware of the commitment, everything that goes into running the business. Try not to give up too soon. And for me also, even though there were times I was enjoying running the business, looking long term, I had to ask myself, like, do I see myself making a living off of this? Is this a business that I want to build more and more in the future? And the answer was no, because I know it would take a lot to build up the business to a point where you can actually live off it. It is possible. Trust me, it's very possible. There are so many examples of people who have made a living doing this. But in terms of the sacrifice to get there, for me, I wasn't ready to make that sacrifice. So yes, guys, I hope that wasn't too depressing. I hope that wasn't too discouraging. My overall conclusion is that it is worth starting the business. So please don't be discouraged. By all means, go ahead and start the business, just even for the experience itself. Guys, we have reached the end of the video. I hope it was helpful, insightful, gave you something to think about if you're thinking of starting a business, gave you some food for thought. If you are starting a press on nail business, or if you already have one, then I wish you all the best and all the success with it. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.